As we speak, the road between Karuma and Pakwach is under rehabilitation. And the minister had stated that in the process of the rehabilitation, they would make sure that that specific section, first of all, the road is raised, and also they would have similar box culverts to the ones that are on Para Road. And we thought if that was done, maybe the problem would be solved. And unfortunately, that has not happened. And that is where our frustration is, because we would have expected that as part of the rehabilitation, which is coming from Karuma side to Oluio to Porongo, coming towards Pakwach, we thought because of this specific problem, they would leave the other sections and first come and raise this road and make sure that the box culvert or the box, whatever, is fixed. And that has not happened. So that is the frustration we are having as West Nile people.
Thank you very much. My name is Atima Jackson Lee Buti, Member of Parliament, Arua Central Division. I double as Government Regional Whip for West Nile. I want to express my sympathies, my condolences to the lives that were lost yesterday from the tragedy that hit the region at the point of Pakwach Bridge. And I want to say, joining my colleagues, that this is a problem that should have been addressed by yesterday. This is not the first time that that tragedy hit that place. We have witnessed the last 3 years, this has been repeatedly happening in that area, basically because of some mistakes that are man-made. There are two factors that need to be examined, which actually caused this problem, this tragedy that has been hitting that region ever. The impact of Masindi Pakwach Road construction, which took place recently, where the engineers failed to design the road which joins that Tang River, which allows the water to flow in the main River Nile, which was poorly designed, which diverts the natural flow of that river into the main River Nile, which is a very big engineering mistake that they made. And after 3 years, consistent occurrence of this tragedy in that same area, government paid death years. Ministry of Works paid death years. UNRWA paid death years. Actually, what happened yesterday is a manifestation of what, our government fails to listen to. You can imagine the life which was lost. Number one was a staff of UNRWA. It's unfortunate, but this was a warning. This was a message to UNRWA that neglected. You can imagine a vehicle getting stuck in the middle of water with the children who are innocent, who should have perished. But God said, no, you are not the cause of this problem. The cause of the problem must perish first. You see, that was a message communicated to this country that we should know. So I really regret it, but it is a message clearly communicated. So we ask UNRWA and government, especially Ministry of Works, to quickly come on ground, revisit the design that was done, allow the natural course of flow of that water to take its place.
Mine is very simple. The importance of that bridge is not only for the people of West Nile, but to the hinterland of Central African Republic, DRC, and South Sudan. It also affects the amount of trade, because if you look at the trucks on both sides, some going to the mines in eastern DRC, foodstuffs both to West Nile, to DRC to South Sudan and vice versa. It's a very strategic point. We can't allow it to go to West. The whole of West Nile, there is no ICU, intensive care unit. So that means if somebody needs to be referred to Kampala, they are stuck. Shame to UNRWA, shame to Ministry of Works. As members of Parliament from West Nile, we have been bringing this to their attention for the last 3 years. It is purely a design issue, and project management is very important. Where you do environmental impact assessments, social impact assessments, this should have been picked up during the project design of that Tangi Gate junction, whereby instead of pouring maram to get the required level of the road, they should have built the road on pillars in form of a bridge to allow water, whenever the Nile expands, it goes into its natural reservoir of the swamp. But what these engineers did, shame on them, is that they deliberately poured maram to give access to a well-intentioned road. Yes, we support the road from Masindi to Pakwach for the sake of tourism and cutting down the distance, but it was not well thought through. So what we are asking as members of Parliament is they should revisit that section. Thank you very much.
And this time, we need to know the intensity in the fact that the whole road from northern Uganda is diverted to this specific spot. So all vehicles that are going to Gulu, that are going to Juba, that are going to Kitgum, they all have to, even the ones that have to go through Para, still have to go through that section. So as we speak, you need to know that it's not only the West Nile route which is cut off. It's the bigger part of northern region, because now no truck can come from Para and go to Gulu or the other way round. So that is the intensity of it. And to add on to that, for me as an MP from Pakwach, I want you to know that Pakwach Bridge itself, this flooding is a little distance from the bridge itself. But as we speak, UNRWA knows, the government knows, that the bridge in Pakwach itself is in a terrible situation, which has been exacerbated by the fact that a lot of shards, Paipara shards, have clogged the bridge itself. I want you to know that I have ever spoken to an engineer with UNRWA who stated to me that the repair being done on Karuma Bridge, actually the Pakwach Bridge was in a similar situation with Karuma, which means we should have been doing the repair for both bridges at a go. But that is not happening. And as we speak with the Paiparas which has clogged, yes, they are trying to work and clear the place, but it's not done. And I imagine these floods and whatever happens around there makes the bridge even more weak. So we are putting it to government to make sure that they rescue our people. And our people, a lot of times, have been very patient with our government. And I want to thank them for it, for their patience. But we are being pushed too far. And as we speak now, people are talking about some peaceful demonstration. People are talking about all sorts of things. And also I need to remind the government that we are moving towards elections. We need to know all of this is going to impact on the elections. So that is where our frustration is. So we call upon the government to take action immediately. And this time, I must also state, we are not happy. They are trying to do some grading on that place, at that place. That grading probably can temporarily help, but that shouldn't be it. We want them to make sure that the box culvert is put in place. Thank you so much.
Name is Dr. Musa Noor, Member of Parliament, Koboko North, and the General Secretary for West Nile Parliamentary Caucus. It is sad that today again we are discussing about the disaster at Pakwach. This is not the first time. This is the 4th year we have been addressing this. We have been calling on Ministry of Works to address the issues related to the Pakwach Bridge. What is happening there is basically a man-made disaster. It has nothing to do with the nature. The Ministry of Works and the UNRWA engineers deliberately interfered with the nature. The Tangi River naturally drains into River Nile upstream Pakwach Bridge. But what happened is that in the construction of Masindi-Pakwach Road, the tourism road, the ministry deliberately decided not to look into this fact, and they put up a very poor design, blocking the waterways for River Tangi. And now what is happening is the River Tangi is finding a way to drain into River Nile downstream, thereby cutting the road. We've been discussing this with initially the UNRWA team, and the Minister of Works denied that it was a design problem. Until August this year, when the Minister of Works, specifically the State Minister for Works, acknowledged that the problem actually is a design failure. We therefore call upon the ministry and UNRWA team and the entire government to immediately review and reconsider the construction of the works done at that point. Me personally, I feel they should actually redo the road around the Tangi so that the river Tangi can follow its natural course. This is a total disruption to West Nile, and that is one of the major access to West Nile, to South Sudan, to Eastern DRC. And our people trade a lot with our neighboring country, and that is the entry point to the region. And what is happening here is not only claiming life, it is disrupting economic activities in the region. I therefore want to appeal to the government, specifically Ministry of Work, to consider, to address the challenges we face at that point. Thank you very much.
The mistake that was made in this area was water hyacinth, the presence of water hyacinth, weeds which were accumulating under the bridge. Government took its own time up to now. As I talk, if you go now, there's natural water hyacinth that has grown there, which has blocked the flow of water. Actually, one day we'll be, surprised to see that the whole bridge collapses because that water which can't flow is now eating the soil around the vicinity of the bridge. And one day that bridge will collapse. And this will cut West Nile off from the country. So are we saying that that is not a region that should be part of this? If that bridge collapses, what is going to happen in this country? Cutting a whole region off. So it affects economic activity, it affects health of the people. Health emergencies can't be rushed to the National Referral Hospital. It's a very big disaster that has occurred. So as my colleagues have said, we demand that government moves at site immediately so that that problem is addressed once and for all. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Geoffrey Feta. I'm the chairperson of West Nile Parliamentary Caucus. I want to take this opportunity to draw the attention of government on the specific issues. One, what is manifesting in Pakwach, the floods in Pakwach, is a manifestation of professional indiscipline arising from poor design of the Tangi Gate. We have been drawing attention of government to this matter. This is the 4th year we have been drawing attention of government to this particular matter. But they have been very slow in action until some people had to die there. So we want to put government on notice and the Ministry of Works and Transport on notice. One, the ministry on the floor of Parliament promised to take a tour of the infrastructure and specifically Pakwach. It is now 4 months since the minister made that pledge. He has not made sense of what he pledged. the floods continue to occur to the extent now people are dying. So we are demanding unconditionally by Monday, the minister should move with us to be able to appreciate what is taking place there. 2, there must be an alternative design which government should let the public know about to address the problem in Pakwach permanently. 3, government should also be able to let us know the source of funding to fund the design they have been talking about, because they have been talking about a design of a bridge, they have been talking about a design to address the floods in Tangi, but it is in talking. Nobody has seen this design, nobody has seen the sources of fund, so government must come out and clarify these issues. The period we're in is the period of festivities. The business people are moving up and down, and therefore a one-day cut-off of the region is loss of earnings, is loss of revenue, is loss of activities, is also a loss of life. So we are not going to tolerate this anymore. We cannot continue to be talking when there are no actions. We are demanding by Monday, the Minister of Works and Transport should be in West Nile in person to address this matter. I thank you.